Peace be still. It's me, Tosha, and you are tuning into the Supernova Tosha Show podcast, the show that addresses social issues and how it affects our community. And today, you know what we're going to be discussing? Ooh, a critical look at Lily Phillips. Do you know who Lily Phillips is? Okay, I'm going to tell you who Lily Phillips is. Okay. So in recent years, platforms like OnlyFans have created new opportunities for individuals to monetize their content after catering to adult audiences. Lily Phillips, a model on OnlyFans, made headlines when she reportedly engaged in wow. Okay, so sexual activity with 100 men in a single day. Her decision sparked widespread debate with opinions ranging from curiosity about her motivation to concerns about her mental health and societal influence. We're going to go ahead and explore why she undertook this action, whether she might do it again, and psychological insights as to such behavior. So this is a behavior that we see that's grown. I don't when OnlyFans has been out for a few years now. It's not really new now. I wouldn't call it new, but it's been out for a few years, and a lot of people are growing audiences and making money on OnlyFans because you have to, in order to get an account, you have it's paid, so it's a paid platform for you to view whatever a person has that account that's on there, that content creator. So you have to pay to view their content. So let's dive into why we think Lily Phillips, why did she do it? Why? Okay, so Lily Phillips' decision to engage in this act appears multifaceted. Publicly, she has expressed that her choice was motivated by a desire to push boundaries, gain attention, and generate significant content for her OnlyFans subscribers. In the age of viral moments and social media, individuals often resort to extreme measures to stand out. For someone in the adult entertainment industry, such acts can draw significant attention, translating into financial gain and increased followers. What I want to know is, I wish like at least not one, not two, maybe about 5 to 10 of these dudes that did the act or had the event with Lily Phillips. I'm interested in seeing them, what they had to say, what drove them, what motivated them. Because after you're the first guy, everybody else, that's just trash. Like, you just want to be the first guy. But okay. Anyway, beyond professional motivation, some experts suggest that Lily's decision may be rooted in a desire for validation or a personal sense of empowerment. I mean, Lily, if you need empowerment, there are other ways, but I really think that this is just money driven. In interviews, she has discussed reclaiming her narrative, positioning the event as a bold statement of autonomy over her body and choices. I could think of other ways to have autonomy over your body and choices, but it takes all sorts, right? So for her, the event could symbolize breaking societal taboos and challenging traditional views about women's sexuality. However, critics argue that such actions, while framed as empowerment, may reflect deeper psychological struggles or a need for external affirmations. The line between empowerment and exploitation becomes blurred in cases like these as societal pressures and demands of a hyper competitive industry often complicate individual agencies. I'm not sure if she knows, like, in the past, the porn industry, there's a lot of porn stars. They made really good money, but a lot of them ended up catching the big one, not something that you can cure with a penicillin shot or oral medication, but the big one where you have to take several bottles of medication for several years. So I know that's, there's been advanced medication now that you can take, and where, you're undetectable. But at the end of the day, there is a risk. And there's also a risk with just one partner. So I'm not ignorant to the fact that you can have 1,000 partners and be negative, and that one partner you can be positive. So I understand that. However, the more partners, obviously, the greater the chance. Not that we're wishing anything bad on her, because I think this by in itself is a lot for a young woman of her tender age of, I think she's like 22 or 23, to even embark on. So, whether Lily Phillips would engage in such an act again depends on several factors, including the outcomes she experienced from this event. If her actions led to increased fame, financial gain, or personal satisfaction, she might consider repeating or escalating similar stunts in the future. Conversely, if the act brought significant backlash, emotional strain, or health complications, she might avoid such extreme moving forward. Additionally, her decision making could have evolved based on her long term goals. Now, if she continues to view her career as centered on breaking barriers and drawing attention through controversial acts, similar events could follow. Alternatively, she might shift her focus to building a broader brand, potentially moving away from shock value stunts to more sustainable forms of content creation. So, I want to play you this video of her that I found online, um, where she just breaks down. She's crying. Um, so the psychological effect, I think she realizes, like, wow, I actually did this. So let's go ahead and play the video. You can watch.
I think sometimes like feeling so like robotic, like by the I think like the 30th, like when we're getting on a bit, I've got like a routine of like how we're gonna do this, and like it just sometimes you'd like disassociate and be like, like it's not like normal things at all. In my head right now, I can think of like 5, 6 guys, 10 guys that I remember, and that's it. But it's just I don't know, it's just weird, isn't it? Like if I didn't have the videos, I wouldn't have known I've done 100. But yeah. I think that was kind of the hard part, is like conversing with them, and like when they'd kind of be like, oh, like we've only had 2 minutes or 3 minutes and you said 5 on the message.
Did someone say that to you?
Yeah. And obviously it just makes me feel so bad.
Do you think you should feel bad about that?
I guess when you've promised something to people who support you, it's kind of hard to let them down.
But it's up to you, right? Like when
Yeah, yeah.
Have you even processed, do you think, what's happened?
Not yet. God, I won't forget this day, Jesus.
When I decided to start making this documentary, I wasn't too sure of what to expect. I certainly didn't expect to see Lily so upset at the end of it all.
I'm kind of a little bit upset. Like, I just, wow, that was interesting. When she said she just kind of disassociated, it's like, it's sort of like she had to like not be there. Like she like blanked out. So maybe because she's so young, but I mean, I don't understand, why would you do something that you don't enjoy? That's the thing that I'm trying to wrap my head around. If you don't enjoy it, you're just doing it for money. You're just doing it for notoriety. You're just doing it so that you can break barriers. and afterwards you're crying, you're so emotional, um, then I don't see how it's ever going to be worth it. Um, Psychologists offer valuable insights into understanding Lily Phillips' actions. Such behavior is often associated with a complex interplay of factors, including personality traits, past experiences, and societal influences. Some experts suggest that extreme acts like these can be a manifestation of risk taking behavior, which is linked to individuals with high sensation seeking tendencies. These individuals are driven by a need for novelty and excitement, often pushing boundaries to achieve a sense of fulfillment. Others posit that Lily's actions could stem from deeper emotional needs, such as a desire for validation or unresolved trauma. Engaging in such a publicized event might provide a temporary sense of control or power, particularly if she has faced feelings of inadequacy or disempowerment in the past. There's a doctor, her name is Dr. Laura Smith, and she is a clinical psychologist. And just took a little bit of her excerpts, like notes from her, uh, saying that individuals who seek extreme forms of attention may be compensating for underlying insecurities or unresolved psychological wounds. At the same time, psychologists emphasizes that not all extreme behaviors are indicative of pathology. Some argue that Lily's actions could be a deliberate, calculated choice aimed at achieving specific career objections rather than a reflection of mental health struggles. I noted from a Dr. James Carter, who's a behavioral scientist, suggests that society often pathologizes behavior that deviates from norms, even when it is intentional and well thought out. So you can tell that she put a lot of thought into this. She put a lot of planning into this. It was well thought out. And, I think instead of these doctors and psychologists sitting back, watching her actions, and just, you know, starting to pathologize what they think is happening, it would be more feasible if somebody actually sat with her and really did a thorough examination, mental examination, by asking her questions about her past, how she grew up. I think that would be more feasible to, make somewhat of a diagnosis or some sort of rationale as to why someone would do something like this. Um, yeah, so Lily Phillips' actions also bring light to broader societal issues, including the evolving understanding of sexuality, autonomy, and the pressures of digital age. While some celebrate her for challenging societal norms and exercising her freedom, others view her actions as a troubling reflection of a culture that prioritizes shock value over substance. That is so true. I remember like was it the 90s that I really no, actually since the 80s, right? I always heard about Howard Stern. And Howard Stern was like the biggest shock jock for me. Um and I listened to him somewhat, but like in the 90s and um early 2000s when I listened to him um like every morning. That's who took me to work. We sat down, got me through boring desk jobs, just had me giggling with just the shocking things that came out of his mouth and the stunts, the antics. And now, I don't know how old he is, but and I don't listen to him, but I mean, you usually would hear about him, but now maybe he's calmed down. I'm not sure, but you also people like, let's think about the Playboy, the Playboy bunnies at the Playboy Mansion, right? Um, so everybody had fun at the mansion. The bunnies, as in that's who I'm like specifically speaking about. So the Playboy bunnies, they were young. Um, they came to Hollywood seeking fame, attention, money, parties, clothes, gifts, cars, travel, and not just travel, like JetBlue, Spirit Airline travel. I'm talking private jets, going to Monaco, Bali, Nevis, just really living the high life, living, um, rubbing shoulders with the wealthy, partying, and just really thinking that's life. And of course, the money. A lot of this is driven. It's money driven. A lot of it is money driven. And I'm not saying anything about wealthy people, rich people. We need money, and the more of it that you have, the more comfortable you live. Let's just face it. I'm not saying that money buys you happiness, because I don't know if you can truly be happy with, unless you're just a happy individual. But with money, you're a lot more comfortable and you have more options, which eases the stress of life. And now, I think there's a documentary on these. They're now women, because back then they were young girls. There are documentaries about the lifestyle at the Hugh Hefner's mansion, and a lot of them now are women in their 50s and 60s, and they regret it. They don't, you know. I'm going to see if I can pull up. Who am I? See if I can pull up something about it. And I remember one of the, I think her name is Kendra something, and I think she went off to get married and things like that. I do believe that she doesn't even really try to talk about it much, because only the Lord knows what happened and them, if they can even remember half of the stuff that they had to go through or what happened there. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. Anyway, so critics argue that such behavior risk normalizing extremes that may not be healthy or sustainable for individuals or society. Additionally, there is concern about the message that it sends to younger generations, particularly regarding the lengths to which individuals might go for attention or validation. On the other hand, supporters highlight the importance of respecting individual agency. They argue that Lily's actions, while unconventional, reflect her right to make choices about her body and career without being subjected to judgment or moral policing. Um, Anytime you're in a sex worker industry, you're always going to be policed. You're always going to be judged. I mean, you are judged just for going down the street in a bonnet and pajamas. It doesn't, you could just be walking in a muumuu. I mean, you're judged for every single thing you do, but anything a sex worker does, you're definitely going to be judged for it. And yes, you do, it's your body and you do have the right. And as long as you're not hurting anyone and you have a right to your enjoyment, you have a right to make your own decisions, especially as an adult. But there's something about morals, um, that moral policing that we talk about, that comes into play, because I think about you know having a child that you raise. I attend church and I pray and read my Bible and worship, and so Christ, the Creator, uh, Almighty God. Um, and just to think, if this is something that your child chooses, I know it would be heartbreaking for me. But, everybody has their life to live. And I think maybe later on, when she's a little bit older, this may not be as pleasurable as a memory. I know for a fact it won't be, because even just after she had that event with the 100 men, to see her break down and cry this way, um, she's regretting it. But there's something in her psyche that's pushing her to break the barrier. Lily Phillips' decision to engage in sexual activity with 100 men in one day is a polarizing event that raises questions about motivation, mental health, and societal values. While some view it as a bold statement of autonomy, others see it as a concerning reflection of deeper struggles, or could be external. And the involvement of Lily's mother in this event adds a layer of complexity to the narrative. So it's not like she came from a broken home. It's not like, there's no evidence that there were any sexual or any abuse of any forms. As far as we know, she's from a two-parent household. So reports suggest that her mother played an active role in organizing and facilitating the event, which included logistical planning, coordination, and ensuring the participation of all that are involved. Now, while this level of support might seem unusual, it raises important questions about their relationship dynamics and the values that they share. In many families, parents act as guides and protectors, helping their children navigate life's challenges while providing moral and emotional support. However, in this case, Lily's mother appears to have taken on the role of a facilitator, assisting her daughter in an event that many would consider controversial or even exploitative. This involvement may reflect a highly unconventional family dynamic where traditional boundaries are blurred. Is it possible that Lily's mother viewed her participation as a way of supporting her daughter's career ambitions, seeing it as an opportunity to help her achieve financial success and also just financial independence? And of course, I'm sure she does. Um, and of course, that's going to happen. That's going to be the end result, but at what cost? Alternatively, her mother may have felt pressure to support Lily's choices, even if they conflicted with her personal values. So I'm going to go ahead and show another video of Lily, because we have that burning question: would she do this again? So let's go ahead and show the second video.
Tell us how you are going to break the world record for sleeping with the most men in one day.
I'm trying to get 1,000 guys in 24 hours. My plan kind of is to, it needs to be a room with 2 doors is what we're trying to work out. Like, the logistics of this is insane, because one thing, it's hard enough getting 1,000 guys together. It's another thing actually like making sure they all do it in the time limit. So honestly, I'm just hoping for like a conveyor belt of, like, they need to kind of like walk in the room, one pump in, one pump out, and then leave.
What's the current world record though?
It's 919. I want to get to 1,000 because like 900 is weak. You may as well have got to 1,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
24 hours though.
This is why I'm training. I've done the 100. I'm doing 300 in like a few weeks.
It's like a boxing match.
It really is. It
Yeah.
really is. But I think as long as they're in, out, in, out, in, out, it's going to be pretty quick. I think I'll get sore towards the end, but I think I've got the right determination just to be able to push on.
So,
Wow. she is determined from 100 to 300 to 1,000. Lily, I need to be like that on my own business. Not that, but on my own business. I need to train and train and train and train and train, and to get my thing up and popping like that, because yes, my dear, you are something else. So I guess she's over the crying stage, and she's over the I regret it stage, and now she's found motivation to do 300. And I just want to know what these men get from this. She said one pump and then you leave. So you stand in line because for you to be number 200, number 220, number 250, you're standing and you're waiting. And like, what are you, or are you like, I, and then what do you do? And then it's just like one pump in and then you gotta go scram. It's like scram, skedaddle, you're out of here. uh, like, what kind of guy subscribes to this? Like, you're her fan and maybe you get to see her, but you get to see her for 1 minute, and I'm sure that there's some sort of payment you have to pay to be there. I'm sure you have to go through a health screening, venereal disease screening, and so you have to prepare for so much for a little amount of time, like not even a minute, just on pump and then exit, and then you're going behind these guys, like. Anyway, so one psychologist noted that by supporting Lily's decision, her mother may have been attempting to avoid conflict or rejection, prioritizing their relationship over societal norms or personal reservations. OnlyFans has certainly reshaped perceptions of success and morality. In an age where viral moments can translate into financial gain, some families may adopt a more pragmatic approach to unconventional career choices, focusing on economic benefits rather than the potential moral or emotional consequences of such behavior. So, there you have it. I brought to you Lily Phillips. And you're saying, okay, how does this affect society? I'm bringing awareness to morality. I'm bringing awareness to sexuality and autonomy. And, the fact that someone that you can put a face with a name has actually done this, they're going public, they're speaking on it, and not really ashamed. She's not ashamed at all. There's pride in it, and as she says that she's training, she's working hard, she's dedicated. Like, her heart really is in it, and I don't know. Maybe there's like some sort of an addiction. I don't know. I hear people say that they go to rehab for sexual addiction. I don't know, but maybe that's what's going on. Maybe this is some sort of a mental health issue that hasn't been explored enough, hasn't been diagnosed, because there's obviously something going on there, why she wants to train for that. I mean, train for a marathon, go and work hard and practice, but instead of a running marathon, she's doing a sexual marathon so that she can break records. She's like, oh, 919 is the top record. That's just weak. It's like, girl, you ain't did nothing. 919, that's nothing. Oh my goodness. So this is where we are. This is where we are. Oh my goodness. Loyal family, the Supernova Tosha Show podcast can be heard on these apps such as Spotify, Pandora, TuneIn, or iHeartRadio. My goal is to be on the top 10 best podcast lists to listen to. So please like and share, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel and spread the word. I am so grateful for your time. I thank you for being attentive. I appreciate your presence. Be careful, be safe, and walk good. Peace be still.